Welcome to our 7th video. In this video, we are going to discuss the unit circle. To get the unit circle, we'll go to the Cartesian plane and draw a circle of 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit by 1 unit, and then we are going to divide it into 4 quarters. The first quarter is called the first quadrant, and then we have the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. In the first quadrant, we say that all the trigonometric ratios are positive, that is, sine is positive, tan is positive, and the cosine is positive. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive, and then the rest are negative. In the third quadrant, only tangent is positive, the rest are negative. In the fourth quadrant, only cosine is positive, and then the rest are negative. Then we are going to explore the unit circle. We are going to consider an acute angle represented by beta. In the first quadrant, we are going to take beta, and this is an angle between 0 and 90 degrees. Then in the second quadrant, we are going to take 180 minus beta, and that is an angle between 90 and 180 degrees. In the third quadrant, we are going to take 180 plus beta, that is an angle between 180 and 270 degrees. In the fourth quadrant, we are going to take 360 minus beta, and that is an angle between 270 and 360 degrees. After making an anti-clockwise rotation through an angle of positive 360 degrees, we will get, in the first quadrant, beta plus 360. In the second quadrant, 180 minus beta plus 360. Third quadrant, 180 plus beta plus 360. And then fourth quadrant, 360 minus beta plus 360. Then, when we make a clockwise rotation through an angle of negative 360 degrees, in the first quadrant, we are going to attain beta minus 360. In the second quadrant, we have 180 minus beta minus 360. In the third quadrant, we have 180 plus beta minus 360. And then in the fourth quadrant, we have 360 minus beta, then minus 360. We can combine that to get the following equivalent angles. In the first quadrant, we have beta plus 360, and beta minus 360. In the second quadrant, we have 180 minus beta, then 180 minus beta plus 360. 180 minus beta minus 360. In the third quadrant, we have 180 plus beta, 180 plus beta plus 360, 180 plus beta minus 360. In the fourth quadrant, we have 360 minus beta, 360 minus beta plus 360, and then 360 minus beta minus 360. Then we can go to worked out examples. Example 1. Give all the equivalent angles of an angle of 30 degrees in all the 4 quadrants. Solution. In the first quadrant, we have 30, 30 plus 360, and 30 minus 360. In the second quadrant, we have 180 minus 30, 180 minus 30 plus 360, 180 minus 30 minus 360. In the third quadrant, we have 180 plus 30, 180 plus 30 plus 360, then 180 plus 30 minus 360. In the fourth quadrant, we have 360 minus 30, 360 minus 30 plus 360, 360 minus 30 minus 360. And that simplifies to first quadrant 30 degree, 390 degree, and negative 330 degree. Second quadrant 150 degree, 510 degree, negative 210 degrees. In the third quadrant 210 degree, 570, negative 150. In the fourth quadrant 330, 690, and negative 30 degrees. Example 2. Solve for x if sin x is equals to 0.8071 for 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 360 degree. Solution. Beta is equivalent to sin inverse of 0.8071. Beta is 53.81. Sin is positive in the first and second quadrant, hence x is equivalent to beta, beta plus 360, beta minus 360, 180 minus beta, 180 minus beta plus 360, 180 minus beta minus 360. From this, after we replace beta with 53.81, we are going to get x is 53.1, 413.81, negative 306.19, 126.19, 486.19, negative 233.81. From the range that is given, we are going to take x as 53.81 and 126.19 as the solution. Question 3. Solve the equation sin 2x is equals to 0.6428 for the values of x in the range negative 180 less than or equals to x less than or equals to positive 180. Solution. Beta is sin inverse of 0.6428. So we are going to take beta as 40 degree. Sin is positive in the first and second quadrant. So 2x is equivalent to beta, beta plus 360, beta minus 360, 180 minus beta, 180 minus beta plus 360, and then 180 minus beta minus 360. When we replace beta with 40 degree, we are going to get 2x as 40, 400, negative 320, 140, 500, and negative 220. And then when we divide all through by 2, we are going to get x as 20, 200, negative 160, 70, 250, and negative 110. So for the range that is given to us, we are going to get x as negative 160, negative 110, 20, and 70 degrees. Question 4. Solve for theta in the equation 2 cos bracket 210 minus 3 theta is equals to 1 for 0 degree less than theta less than 90 degree. Solution. We are going to take 2 cos bracket 210 minus 3 theta. We divide by 2. To eliminate the 2 on the right hand side, this is equals to 1 all over 2. We'll be left with cosine 2tan minus 3 theta, and that gives us 0.5. Beta is equals to cos inverse of 0.5, so beta is 60 degree. Then cosine is positive in the first and fourth quadrant, hence we take 2tan minus 3 theta is equivalent to beta, beta plus 360, beta minus 360, 360 minus beta, 360 minus beta plus 360, 360 minus beta minus 360. 2tan minus 3 theta is equivalent to 60, 420, negative 300, 300, 660, and negative 60. That is when we replace beta with the 60. And then we can move negative 3 theta to the other side, and we move the rest to the other side. And then when we solve, we are going to get 3 theta is equivalent to 150, negative 210, 510, negative 90, negative 450, and 270. And then when we divide all through by theta, we are going to get 50, negative 70, 170, negative 30, negative 150, and 90. So our solution is theta is 50 degree and 90 degree for the range that is given. Then we go to question 5. Solve for x if 10 sine 2x plus 3 cos 2x is 0. Solution: we are going to take 3 cos 2x to the other side. So what we have is 10 sine 2x is equivalent to negative 3 cos 2x, and then we are going to divide both sides by 10 cos 2x, and that will give us sine 2x all over cos 2x is negative 3 over 10. We know that sine over cosine gives us tan, so we are going to get tan 2x is equivalent to negative 0.3. Beta is tan inverse of 0.3, and then beta is going to give us 16.7 degree. And then tan is negative in the second and fourth quadrant, so we are going to take 2x as 180 minus beta, 180 minus beta plus 360, 180 minus beta minus 360, 360 minus beta, 360 minus beta plus 360, 360 minus beta minus 360. When we replace beta with the 16.7, we are going to get 2x is 163.3, 523.3, negative 196.7, 343.3, 703.3, and negative 16.7. So x is 81.65, 261.65, negative 98.35, 171.65, 351.65, and negative 8.35. Question 6. Solve the equation 2 sine squared bracket x minus 30 is equivalent to cos 60 for the range negative 180 less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180. Solution: we are going to divide both sides by 2 to get 2 sine squared bracket x minus 30 over 2 is equivalent to cos 60 over 2, and that will give us sine squared into bracket x minus 30 is equivalent to 0.25. That is when we divide cos 60 over 2, and then we are going to take square root on both sides. That is to eliminate sine squared. we are going to have sin x minus 30 is equivalent to plus or negative 0.5, and then we are going to take beta as sin inverse of 0.5. Beta is 30 degree, and then since we have sign both positive and negative, we are going to consider solution in all the quadrants. So we are going to get x minus 30 is equivalent to beta plus 360, beta minus 360, 180 minus beta, 180 minus beta plus 360, 180 minus beta minus 360, 180 plus beta, 180 plus beta plus 360, 180 plus beta minus 360, 360 minus beta, 360 minus beta plus 360, 360 minus beta minus 360. Then when we replace beta with 30, we are going to get x minus 30 is negative 330, negative 210, negative 150, negative 30, 30, 150, 210, 330. So we are going to get our solution as x is equals to negative 180. That is when we move negative 30 to the other side. So first of all, we are going to get x is negative 300, negative 180, negative 120, 0, 60, 180, 240, and 360. And then when we consider the limit that we are given, we are going to get x as negative 180, negative 120, 0, 60, and 180. Question 7. Find the value of x which satisfies the equation 2 sin squared x minus sin x minus 1 equals 0 for negative 90 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180 degree. We are going to take this as a quadratic equation. So we are going to let r to be equivalent to sin x. When we replace for sin x, we are going to get the equation 2r squared minus r minus 1 is equals to 0. When we solve for r, we are going to get r is negative 0.5 or 1. But we know that r is sin x. Hence, we can start by considering sin x equals to negative 0.5. We are going to let x to be beta, and then we have beta is equivalent to sin inverse of 0.5. So beta is equivalent to 30 degree. And then we have sin is negative in the third and fourth quadrant. So we are going to take the following values: 180 plus beta, 180 plus beta plus 360, 180 plus beta minus 360, 360 minus beta, 360 minus beta plus 360, 360 minus beta minus 360. So for the first case, we are going to get x is 210, 570, negative 150, 330, 690, and negative 30. For the second case, we are going to take sin x is equals to 1, and then we are going to take beta is sin inverse of 1, so beta is 90. Sin is positive in the first and second quadrant, so we are going to take x is beta, beta plus 360, beta minus 360, 180 minus beta, 180 minus beta plus 360, 180 minus beta minus 360. X is equivalent to 90, 450, and negative 270. Then for the range that we are given, we are going to take x as negative 30 and 90 as our solution. Then we can go to revision questions. Question 1. Give all the angles that are equivalent to an angle of 45 degrees in all the 4 quadrants. Question 2. Given that sin 2x plus 30 is 0.8910, find x for 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 360 degree. Question 3. Solve the equation sin 5 over 2 theta is equals to negative 1 over 2 for 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180 degree. Question 4. Solve the equation 4 cos bracket 3x minus 10 degree is equivalent to negative 3.0640 for the range 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180 degree. Question 5. Find the value of x in the equation cos bracket 3x minus 180 is equivalent to root 3 over 2 in the range 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180. Question 6. Find the value of theta on the interval negative 180 less than or equals to theta less than or equals to 90 degree, which satisfies the equation cos squared theta is equivalent to 0.25. Question 7. Solve for x in the equation sin squared bracket 3x plus 30 is equivalent to 3 over 4 for 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180 degree. Question 8. Solve for 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 360 degree in the equation 25 cos squared x minus 10 cos x minus 3 equals 0. Question 9. Find the value of x such that 8 cos squared x minus 2 cos x minus 1 is equals to 0 for 0 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 360 degree. Question 10. Solve the equation 2 cos squared x minus sin x is equals to 1 for negative 180 degree less than or equals to x less than or equals to 180 degree. Question 11. Solve the equation 8x squared plus 2x minus 3x equals 0. Hence solve the equation 8 cos squared y plus 2 cos y minus 3 equals 0 for the range 0 degree less than y less than 180 degree. Then we go to the answers. Question 1. We have 45 degree, 135, 225, 315, 405, 495, 595, 675, negative 315, negative 225, negative 135, and negative 45 degree. Question 2. X is equals to 16.5, 43.5, 196.5, and 223.5 degree. Question 3. Theta is 84 and 132 degree. Question 4. X is 50, 76.7 and 170. Question 5. X is 50, 70 and 170 degree. Question 6, the answer is negative 120, negative 60, and 60. Question 7, x is 10, 30, 70, 90, 130, and 150 degree. Question 8, the answer is 53, 102, 258, and 307 degree. Question 9, the answer is 60, 104.5, 255.5, and 30 degree. Then question 10, x is negative 90, 30, and 150 degree. And then question 11, y is 60 degree and 139 degree. See you in the next video.